Good evening, everyone. This is Rooftop Sports, and here I am for some more Sonics basketball. And it has been a while. I did the Cleveland Cavaliers game, and now I'm going to do the Vancouver Grizzlies game. Hit that like button, subscribe, hit that notification bell. And you know what? Let's just go right back to 1999. And here we are back to 1999. And let's go through the schedule. You are about to pass the player re-signing deadline. Okay, let me see if any of the players are eligible for an extension. Wait, what? Open position? I don't want an open position. No, 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 no. That's not what I want. Wait, what is going on? Okay, this is all messed up. All right, I gotta fix this. I gotta close the game. There is something wrong. It was trying to get me to take a different GM position. I was like, no, I am not. I'm absolutely not interested. Gonna have to fix this. I thought it was like for re-signing players because there are players I do want to re-sign. Oh, resign. I accidentally hit the resign position. Oops. Yeah, good thing yeah. Wait, how are these guys ineligible for a contract extension? Okay, I want to try to get Jerome James. It says it's ineligible. I guess it's not letting me. Not really much back-to-back games though. But it won't let me do a contract extension anyway. But I have a lot of players that are on expiring contracts. Also, I'm going to give Alton Lister a shot. All right, let's move on to the Grizzlies. Happy Tuesday. Hey, chat. Hey, what's going on? It's going to be the Seattle SuperSonics against the Vancouver Grizzlies. Sonics are 20 and 38. I think Vancouver is still somewhat in the hunt. And the Sonics will get it all started. And now here is Watson. Gets it to Lewis for 3. And the Sonics get on the board. It is now 3-0. Gotta watch out for Rashard Lewis, as he is one of the premier rookies of the future. And blocked by Lewis. Lewis already has a basket and a block. Bryant Reeves is having problems. And now Mike Bibby, he's being heavily guarded and goes for the 3. Oh, he escapes the 3-pointer, escapes Jamie Watson and hits the 3-pointer. Jamie Watson, one of the better shooters. Or I'm sorry, Jamie Watson, one of the better defenders. And that is rebounded by Abdul Rahim and out of bounds Sonics basketball. And now here is Watson to Stevens. And gets going to get it over to Jerome James. And he loses the ball. And now here comes Brian Shaw. Vancouver's playing a little bit slow. And now Mike Bibby goes for another 3. And Rodman with the rebound. Here comes Rashard Lewis over to Joe Stevens for 3. No! Massenberg with the rebound. Now here's Mike Bibby. And now here's Brian Shaw. And he makes the basket himself. Now here's Jamie Watson. Stevens for 3. And Rodman was trying to get the rebound, but he doesn't. And gets over to Sharif Abdul Rahim. Here's Mike Bibby. He's dribbling it around. Vancouver's playing very, very slow. And the clock is going down. And Mike Bibby goes for the long 3-pointer. And James with the rebound. Good defense by Watson. Now they need some screens. Now here's Jerome James trying to get around Bryant Reeves. And now Stevens for 3. No! Stevens misses another shot. Very shocking. Now here's Abdul Rahim. And rebound Rodman. And now here's Jerome James. And he makes the layup. Now 5-5 Vancouver. Or 5-5 tie. There's Massenberg. And now here's Bryant Reeves with the slam. And Jerome James with a missed assignment. That is what cost him. Now here's Jamie Watson. Stevens will try again for 3. Finally gets it. He really forces his 3-pointers. Now here's Mike Bibby. And fouled by Watson. And Watson was somehow lost track of that. And the ball's loose. Now here's Mike Bibby with a floater. Rebound Reeves. And now here's Brian Shaw. And he is fouled and he's going to go to the line. And makes the free throw. Makes another free throw. Now here's Stevens for 3. Not this time. Now here's Shaw. And Watson with the rebound. Here's Lewis with a jumper. He misses, and the Sonics are struggling to find baskets. Now here's Mike Bibby. And he makes it. Nice shot by Bibby. It's now 11-8. Now here's Lewis for 3. Oh, in and out. And now here's Abdul Rahim. Lewis again for 3. Lewis from downtown, and the timeout's been called. By the way, Sonics made a little bit of changes. They decided to put in Alton Lister over Greg Foster. Now it's 13-11. Now here's Mike Bibby, goes for the shot and hits. Makes you wonder what the Sonics are going to do towards the end of the season. Is this roster going to be intact in the last few games, or are they just going to, because they have a lot of expiring contracts, so a lot of decisions are to be made after this season, considering it is also a rebuild season. Now here is Lewis going for another three-pointer, and Rodman with the rebound and the dunk. Dennis Rodman. Now it's 15-13. Now here's Abdul Rahim for 3. Probably should try to get him the ball more. Now here's Jerome James. He is fouled and he will go to the line. Jerome James does a really good job getting to the free throw line. He's just got to make the free throws. And he makes it again. He has now 4 points. Now here's Jamie Watson. He's guarding Wheat. And now a jump shot by Dahir, and he makes it. And Vancouver's off to a pretty good start in this game. And here's a pass to Rodman, and he misses the point-blank shot. How did that happen? I mean, he was heavily contested, and now here's Wheat again. He loses James. James lost him, and that's going to be a layup. And now here comes Watson. And he will go for the dunk. Now 22-17, Vancouver. Now here's Dahir. And here's the three-pointer, and he makes it. Wheat is on fire. And here's James. He's going to try to go in all the way. No, he loses the ball. Lewis gets it back. And here's James. He's going to try to post up. And he will make it this time. He has now 6 points. Definitely going to try to get some more aggressive post moves going. He's been a little bit sluggish right before the All-Star break. Watson gets a rebound. And can Jerome James do something of worthy? Stevens for 3. Watson with the rebound. He is fouled, and he's going to go to the free throw line. As he is fouled, he makes the shot, and he makes it. And now it is just a 3-point game. They are on fire. Now here's Wheat again for 3. And now here's Rashard Lewis. Over to Jerome James. Here's Stevens, another three-pointer. He makes it. Now he ties the game. It is now 25 all. Now here's Henderson. Here's Wheat again. Now here's Cherokee Parks. And now here's Wheat. Now here's Felipe Lopez. Cherokee Parks being guarded by James. And now here's Wheat. He makes the shot, and now they're going to have to go for it. Here's Watson. Air ball, not even close. Be right back. I'm going to get some water. See how the stats were. James had 6 points on 2 of 2. Stevens struggled. Yeah. Let's try to see what the bench can do. McCoy's going to play power forward. They're going to give Alton Lister some minutes. Now here's Bibby for 3. And he makes it. There's Shammond Williams. Now here's Alton Lister. And he can't make it. Now here's Felipe Lopez. Now here's Bibby. Now here's Henderson for 3. Alton Lister with the rebound. And here comes Young. Goes for the 3. And he misses himself. Here's Lopez. And that's another 3-pointer. Vancouver is just on fire. Here's Williams for 3. And the Sonics 3-pointers are just not falling. Now here's Bibby. And it's going to be a foot on the line. And Bibby gets his own rebound. Here's Cherokee Parks. And he makes it. Going to be that kind of game for Seattle. And here's Sean Resprit. Makes the layup. Sean Resprit's been having a strong second half as to compare his very streaky first half. He came in second in the 3-point shooting contest. Here's Bibby. Now Cherokee Parks. Now Lopez can go for a shot. Here's Henderson for 3. And Njai with the rebound. Now here's Bibby trying to drive. He goes for the shot. And Lister with another rebound. Now here comes Young. Here's Resprit. And he makes the shot. Looks like you might want to give the ball to Sean Resprit. He has made 2 baskets in a row. Timeout's been called. Now here's Abdul Rahim for 3. Now 36-29. Williams will try to go for a 3. He does it. He answers right back for 3-pointer. Mike Bibby's being guarded by Shammond Williams. And here's Massenberg. Shaw is being heavily defended. Abdul Rahim has a shot. Clock's going down. Here's Bryant Reeves, and he makes it. It's going to be 38-32. Here's Williams again for 3-pointer. He is now 2 for 3. The downside of this season, though, is even going into the 1990, after this season, with all the free agents, they are not going to have any assets to trade with, except for Rashard Lewis. Now here's Williams, another 3. He ties the game, and he is absolutely on fire. Being double teamed. Now here's Bryant Reeves. Blocked by Lister. Nice block by Alton Lister. And now here is Williams for 3. No, and this crowd was about to explode. And here's Brian Shaw. And here's Abdul Rahim. And makes it. Now here's... Oh, no, it's a steal. And here comes Sharif Abdul Rahim. And he'll get the dunk. And I think timeout's going to be called by Seattle. Now here comes Shammond Williams. Goes for 3. He does it again. But they didn't pull their starters out. There's Abdul Rahim. There's Shammond Williams going for the dribble. Goes for another 3-pointer. Not this time. And McCoy with the foul. That's going to bring their starters back. There's Bryant Reeves being heavily guarded. Now you're Shaw, and he gets fouled. Here's Abdul Rahim. Shot clock. Now here is Rashard Lewis. Dribbles for 3. And he ties the game. Rashard Lewis with an absolutely insane shot. And the crowd is up on their feet. And here's Abdul Rahim. Out to Shaw. Then the Massenberg with the shot, and he makes it. That will silence the crowd. Now here's Jamie Watson. Stevens for 3. And he is now 2 for 9 from downtown. An absolute streaky shooter. Now here's Abdul Rahim. And he makes the floater. Now here comes Watson. Makes the moves. He is fouled. And he will go to the line. And makes the free throw. And does it again. Here's Abdul Rahim. He is blocked by Lewis. Rebound Rodman. And now here is Joe Stevens for 3. No. And here's Jerome James getting his rebound. No, he missed the point blank shot. He's been struggling in this quarter. Here's Abdul Rahim. And he is fouled. Now here is Brian Shaw for 3. Rodman gets the block. Now here is Jamie Watson. And he misses the shot. They missed the shot again. That's why the Sonics are remaining stagnant in this game. Now here's Abdul Rahim. Here's Tahir to Massenberg. The laptop's battery's running low. And that's a 3-pointer. Oh my goodness. Yep, that'll do it. Battery is low. Everything untangled. Right. Now it's charging. Thank goodness. Here's Watson. Over to James. Now here's Lewis for 3. And no one's getting the rebounds. And Raheem, rebound. And makes the tougher shot. Now the Sonics might have to hold to the last shot. Here comes Watson. Gonna get it to Lewis. Goes for the jumper. And he cannot make it. And here's Abdul Rahim. And blocked by Watson. And Lopez gets open. Oh, he makes it close to the buzzer. And they're going to burn a timeout. They're going to try to see if they can get their best shooters in, more of their quick shooters. Oh, they don't get the opportunity to do so. Now here is Williams, and he cannot get it off on time. And that's going to be for the half. I think they're going to bring in Shammond Williams. They're going to put Jamie Watson at the shooting guard position. No, I think they should fix that. Now here's Bibby. Now the Vancouver Grizzlies are now up by 11. Now here is Shammond Williams. And they lose the ball. And here comes Sharif Abdul-Rahim. And blocked by Williams. Nice hustle. And they get the ball back. What a nice block by Shammond Williams. Now here's Watson. Lewis for 3. He misses. Now here's Bibby. Oh, putback slam. Now here comes Jamie Watson to James. And now Williams for 3. No. Now here's Jamie Watson to block Mike Bibby. And he forces the turnover again. Excellent defense by the Sonics. They're going to try to get Jerome James to that pick and roll. And now here's Jerome James. Oh, with the nice dunk. And that gets the crowd going. And listen to the Sonics crowd. They are going absolutely nuts. You can hear it really, really loud. And now here's Bryant Reeves. And goes for it, and he's fouled. He's going to go to the line. But that was an amazing pick and roll play. But Bryant Reeves is going to be at the line. He makes the free throw. There's Jamie Watson to Jerome James. Gets it off to Williams. Goes for the long 3. And Rodman can't even get that rebound. Now here's Brian Shaw. And now here's Shaw again. And now here's Bryant Reeves. Blocked by Lewis. I think that's his 3rd block. And now here's Dennis Rodman. And he might be open. Oh, he makes it. And timeout's been called. Standing ovation for the Sonics, I think. Lewis now has 3 blocks. And he's just got to keep it going. Now here's Mike Bibby. Now 3-pointer by Shaw. And misses. And now here comes Dennis Rodman. Or no, here's Jamie Watson. Lewis for 3. And out of bounds. Very embarrassing. Now here's Mike Bibby. Here's Abdul Rahim. Goes for the jumper. And now Watson with the rebound. Now here's Lewis for 3. Rashard Lewis from downtown. Probably should be driving to the rim more, though. Now here's Mike Bibby. And he is able to get through everyone. Sonics are playing very fast-paced basketball. Now here's James. Being guarded by Bryant Reeves. And he goes for a post. Nope, he's not going to make it. Now here's Mike Bibby. And Abdul Rahim gets his own rebound. And here's Bibby escapes. Reeves with the rebound. And Watson with rebound. Here's Rodman to James. Lewis wide open for 3. Lewis now has 15 points. And now they brought it to within single digits. Now here's Shaw. Oh, blocked by James. Now here's Watson. Nice moves. Now here comes Rashard Lewis. He is fouled. Oh, and he's going to go to the free throws and makes the free throw. And makes another free throw. As the Sonics, they are starting to crawl back just a little bit. Now here's Rahim for 3. And Lewis with another rebound gets it to Jerome James. He might try to go by himself. He can't. And Rodman with he saves it. Lewis again. Oh! And he has brought it to within 3 points. And the crowd is going absolutely nuts once again. They are really cheering it, really trying to make the fans, trying to make the Sonics be the fans heard. And and that is going to be a silencer right there. Now here comes Watson. Now here's Rodman with the dunk. Nice pass by Watson. How many assists does he have? He's at 7 assists, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, and 2 blocks. So Watson's doing all the little things. He was an all-star this season. Now here's Abdul Rahim. Goes for the jumper and hits. And timeout's going to be called by Seattle. They want to get some of their fresh legs in there. They got the old Alton Lister. And now here is Resprit for 3. Sonics are one of the leading blocks. They do lead the league in blocks this season. Now here's Bibby. Okay, why am I playing music? Oh, and a shot. Now here is Tyronn Lue. Over to Resprit for 3. Oh, he does it again. Sean Resprit now has 10 points. And he has brought the Sonics to within 1. Now here's Abdul Rahim. Now here's Njai being guarded by McCoy. And misses. Lister with the rebound. Now here's Young out of bounds. now 70-69. He's being heavily guarded. Now here's Bryant Reeves. Goes for the jumper. And he actually makes it. Now here's Tyronn Lue. Over to McCoy. And he makes it. Now here's Bryant Reeves. And he escapes and he makes it. Bryant Reeves has really picked up. Here's McCoy. Oh, Grizzlies ball. Now here's Bibby. And fouled by Lue. Here's Parks. And Lister with the rebound. And Grizzlies ball. Here's Dahir with the jumper. And he hits. Now here's Tyronn Lue. To Alton Lister. And now Lue for three. And Tyronn Lue has really been struggling. Now here comes Bibby. And blocked by Young. And now here is Jelani McCoy. Nope. And he loses it again. And it's Grizzlies ball. With only 5 seconds left. And now here's Bibby. He's going for the fling. And nope, it's not going to go through. You're going to go for their starters. And Stevens didn't even play the entire quarter. And now here comes Jamie Watson. Oh! What a wild shot by Jamie Watson. That just came out of just absolute surprise. It was an absolutely insane shot. Now here is Abdul Rahim. Oh, nice putback slam. Now it's 78-73. Vancouver lead. Now here's James. Goes for the hook shot. And he can't make it himself. Bibby is bringing it up. Here comes Dahir. And there's Cherokee Parks. Blocked by James. And now here's Stevens. And now he's got the alley-oop. And James, he is fouled. And he's going to go to the line. And this is the free throw. And misses again. Now here is Mike Bibby. And Rodman with the rebound. And here comes Jerome James over to Rashard Lewis. And he makes it. He has now 22 points. Now here's Mike Bibby. Now here's Jerome James. Nope. And that's not going to do it at all. Now here's Mike Bibby. And there we go. It's now 82-75. Now here's Watson. Going to try to get it to James. And he gets the lay-in, and now he has 10 points. On 4 of 7, he has 2 blocks. Sonics have been an excellent blocking team. Here's Lopez for 3. Now here comes Watson. James is kind of outpacing. Nice pass. Now here's Stevens with a 3. Here's James. He's fouled, and the foul. And he is going to go to the line. And misses the free throw. James does have 12 points. And here's Abdul Rahim. He is blocked. And here comes Jamie Watson. He is outpacing them. Gets it to Rashard Lewis with the dunk. And timeout has been called by Vancouver. Let's keep it going, Seattle. Now here's Mike Bibby. And a steal by Watson. And here he comes with the dunk. Is now 84 to just 83. Watson has 11 points. 6 of them have come on the paint. Now here's Abdul Rahim. And James with the rebound. And now here's another 2-on-1, 3-on-1. Here's Lewis. And the Sonics take the lead. And Sonics are absolutely out of control. And now here's Abdul Rahim. And rebound by Stevens. Could he go all the way? He can't. And here's Rodman. And he gets absolutely smothered. Here comes Bibby. Here's Cherokee Parks. Oh, he makes it. Now it's 86-85. And here's Jerome James. No! He loses it off really bad pass by Watson. And now here comes Cherokee Parks. He misses. Here comes Joe Stevens off to Dennis Rodman. Lewis for 3. Nope, he's not going to make it. And blocked by Stevens again. And now here comes Jamie Watson to Rodman. No, he loses it. Watson with another turnover. And that is turnover number 4. Here's Abdul Rahim. Here's Mike Bibby taking it up. Goes for the jumper. And Stevens with the rebound. And here's Jerome James. No, he misses. And Vancouver still hanging on to that 1-point lead. Here comes Bibby. Here comes Smith and Lopez. Goes for a fadeaway and hits. Watson going for a 3. What was that for? The fans were very much questioning it. They were even telling him not to shoot it. And now it's fouled. And now Stevens is going to be, he does foul, causing him to go to the line. Misses the free throw. Now here's James. I mean, no. What am I saying? Abdul Rahim was going for the free throw. Now Shammond Williams brings it up. Nice behind the back and Resper. No, it's in and out. And now here comes Brian Shaw. Goes for the floater. And Abdul Rahim misses the point-blank shot off the rebound. And now here comes Rashard Lewis. He's going to try to go for it. He misses again. And now here's Mike Bibby. A nice pass. Here's Abdul Rahim. And makes it. Here's Rashard Lewis for 3. No, and the Sonics are just absolutely falling apart. Here's Shaw. And now they better slow it down. Only one timeout left for Seattle. They're just doing it to slow them down. Try to get the rest of the team calm. And now here's Rashard Lewis. They don't have to rush for anything. And now here's Jerome James. And no, he misses. And now here's Bibby being absolutely covered. Now here's Bibby. Blocked by James. And Bryant Reeves gets that in there. I think that could be the dagger. Now here's Resprit. We're going to get it to Williams. Goes for the 3. And I think that's just going to do it. Sonics are pretty much just out of it. Out of time at this point. And a steal by Rodman. I think maybe there's a glimmer. Resprit for 3. Nope. And I think that just might do it as the time is winding down. As Seattle is going to be just one loss away from getting to loss number 40. And now here's Abdul Rahim. Here's Bryant Reeves, blocked by James. That's block number 4, but it's a little too late. Now here's Njai. Here's Wheat. And here's James. Oh, nope, not James. Only 13 seconds left. Now here's Williams for 3. Too little, too late. Oh, and Williams, he gets the steal, goes for the 3. Oh! Did a little bit of Reggie Miller there. But that's going to do it. Oh, boy. It was 97-91. But it's just not enough. Player of the game goes to Sharif Abdul Rahim. James with 12 points. Lewis with 26. Williams had 18. James did have 4 blocks, though. But it wasn't to be. Boy. And that will do it. Now let's see what's next on the schedule. I'm going to have to skip the Charlotte game. Because the Charlotte game's not going to work. It crashes every time I do it. But until then, I'm going to... Do I schedule practice? Nope. I'm going to schedule practice for this week. So absolutely on Monday I will. They're going to work on ball handling. Saturday I'll schedule practice. They're going to work on fast breaks. And I'm going to go through this week and go through Philadelphia and simulate the game. Prospect scouting. Who else do I want to evaluate? I already got Baron Davis. Yeah, why not this guy? Tim James. Quincy Lewis. Maurice Carter. Harold Jameson. Next is going to be Philadelphia. But that's going to do it. I'm going to take off, and thank you for watching. And once again, let's bring back our Seattle SuperSonics.